Okay, so first things first, we're going to talk to Aries. Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Please gather yourself here. We're going to talk about what is the past, present, and future energies as we move into the new year of 2026. I'm shuffling, and as I'm getting prepared to do the Aries reading, we got Miss Jill Scott playing in the background. By the way, she is an Aries sun. All right, Aries, let's see what you got. I'm going to do past, present, and future. Okay, so I just shuffled for past, present, and future, and the future card actually showed itself to me. Hi, babe. Hi. Did you know that I was just starting and getting into the nitty-gritty of things and now you want to come and interrupt? Aries, I like to introduce you to a toddler, which I think Aries energy kind of represents in astrology because Aries is the baby of the zodiac. So, hi, babe. He might stick around. Aries. All right. When I shuffled for past, present, and future, your future card actually showed itself to me. Um, I didn't really care. I didn't really care if it did or didn't, but it did. And so it's actually a wheel turning in your favor. So that's actually exciting. Going into 2026, it seems like the tables will be turning. So, with that being said, let's look at your past, present, and future. Past, we got the sun in reverse. So you remain optimistic in life, but you may have saw a lot of things as the cup half empty instead of the cup half full. You're just kind of riding past, letting things happen, just saying fuck it, right? And I mean, that's kind of valid. 2025 was a year about shedding and releasing things. So a lot of things were being released and probably for your greater good, but you kind of looked at it like, well, damn, right? So presently, you are in the energy of this hangman energy where you're surrendering to life and you're allowing things to just not completely shift your perspective, but you are shifting your perspective to looking at it in a different way. As like I said, just like it is what it is. I'm a Libra. That's just kind of like my motto. So Aries, you are actually my sister sign, so we get each other, honestly. And that's my Aries part in my Libra-ness. That is just like it is what it is, get over it, move on, push forward. And that's exactly what you're doing. I love to see it here. The wheel is turning in your favor and you are destined to greatness. I'm going to look at under the deck to see what is hidden, what is being avoided, or something that you're just not aware of right now. Okay, we have Five of Cups. So there's a little bit of grief and sorrow here, whereas there's a lot of loss, there's a lot of disappointment. So you're going through grief, you're going through possibly regret, remorse, and just like feeling like very sad. I don't mean to put it like that or even laugh, but this card also represents dodging a bullet because in the depiction of the card, I don't know if you can see it, but in a depiction of the card, you are. I would assume that you are this character in this card, but it is depicted by cups being an emotional mental or an emotional experience, memories, all those things that play into an emotional role. And then in this card you have five cups, but three of them are spilled. So this card is about crying over spilled milk, but also dodging a bullet because in the depiction of this card, if you look at it closely, three cups have fallen with their contents, but two cups have normal contents. One cup has a possibility of it being poisonous or toxic, and you dodged the bullet because if you kept it all together, it would have ruined everything anyway. So, like I said, the wheel is turning in your favor and you are destined for greatness. So keep pushing forward. You are looking at this in a really enlightened height and elevated mind. So continue doing that. I have a separate deck here to clarify, but I don't think this needs clarifying. This is pretty straightforward. But if you feel like this resonates for you and you want to go deeper, please contact me at Libra Baby Doll and we will check that out. Okay? Thanks. Well, hello. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's tap into your past, present, and future energies. Okay, Taurus. So two of your cards flipped over for me to see. So I'm just gonna form my own opinion. Okay. Your present energy is you are sitting on your throne and you are calling all the shots. You are very specific and confident in your decisions, in the way that you want to create things, in the way you want things to be executed. And there is nothing wrong with that. But as we get into the future energy, there may be a little bit of resistance, or even in the matter of just things getting taken out of proportion. Conversations may hit differently or may feel like they're more combative and defensive than just it being like, no, this is me telling you like how things should work out. Um, and so it gives me the energy that no one's really a winner in the situation, but in the moment, it may be a temporary satisfaction just because you were able to get things off your chest. But it also, Five of Swords, five is about challenges and conflict. So it couldn't be quite literally an argument arises from you taking action or you taking authority over something. I'm going to clarify that because I don't want us to just be stepping into 2026 with drama, okay? So let's see what's in this past energy. Okay, okay, okay. The reason I'm like this is because we got Page of Cups here in the reverse, which tells me that there is something that is lacking some sustenance here, some emotional sustenance, some emotional sustenance. Okay, some emotional sustenance is lacking here. There was barely any full presence within this offer. I feel like this was an offer given to you, some type of offering, some type of presentation, some type of exciting new, I'm going there, relationship or new chapter in a relationship, new emotional chapter. And relationship is defined by any two people. It doesn't just have to be romantic. It can be platonic, familial, career. Either way, this offer seems to have not come with enough follow through for you, Taurus. And so you decided to presently start taking action in the way that you want things to happen. Quite literally, this card is looking at this card and in a way is kind of looking down on it. Like I don't want to say that you're not enough, but Taurus, we know how snappy and sharp your tongue can get. You're an earth sign, but you're ruled by Venus and you want things you like the nicer things in life and you want things in a particular way. You are also a bull, stubborn as hell. So you want things, you're a fixed sign, you want things to be comfortable in your eyes. And so when someone's not able to live up to that, you're not afraid to speak up to what it is, but it may come out a little harsh. Um, and at the end of the day, it may turn to something more dramatic and out of proportion, like I led with originally. And that's just something we don't need right now. So, before we clarify that, because I do want to clarify that really quickly, and if this resonates with you, you can always contact me at Libra Baby Doll. But let's see what is the underlying energy or something that's just not seen that, let's look at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Okay. Taurus, you are running more out of your masculine energy. You may be a masculine um presenting person, but you are strongly relying on your logic instead of your emotion to create the things that you want to create. Whatever is being presented to you, I feel like this is an offer being presented to you strongly, or just something you strongly, excitedly jumped into um, more emotionally, and now you're turning to a more logistical side of it. And that switch may cause a little confusion because this is involving emotion and intuition, a little softness, a little flow, right? And you're coming at it with hard facts, which isn't terrible, but it seems like this situation calls for a little bit more fluidity, fluidity, I may say. And so maybe that's something that you need to recognize in yourself, that you can be a little bit nurturing and softer to yourself. This can be a self thing, and you wanting to give to whatever you want to give and create to whatever you want to create, and it just isn't coming out as soft as you would like it to. There is a need to have a little bit of softness in this territory, Taurus, because swords is about intellect and communication and logic. So this can all be avoided. So let me just clarify so we can soften this up for you, Taurus. Okay. Um, like I said, I'll go into this deeper if you want me to. I'm just gonna kind of keep this as is. What fell out is pretty much, as you are an earth sign. Um, Pretty much you staying in your element. You have things, you have strengths that you can work with in this situation, and it's being called for you to lean on to those strengths. Um, there seems to be a lot of big ego and personality when it comes to this situation, as another five has popped out, which again is about conflict, but it can be about change. And just because change is uncomfortable doesn't mean change is always for the bad. Um, it seems like there need oh my card, the justice. Okay, it seems like there definitely needs to be some change here, some agreements that need to be established around this offer, around this opportunity, around this newness. It's definitely a new, exciting, possibly risky type of direction. But if you look at this through the lens of your own elements, where you have this groundedness, where you have boundaries and values, and you may even have traditions that you want to implement into your daily life, lead with that. I know it's still more on the practical side of things, but that's where you stem from, Taurus. That's where you stem from. And so leading with that taps into your heart space a little bit more and softens you, because because as a earth sign, it just communicates how comfortable you will want to be. Okay, I'm not gonna get too deep into this, Taurus. This is my third time saying it. If you want to type in deeper to this, if this resonates with you, please contact me at Libra Baby Doll. Cause this, Taurus, you're my second reading out here, and I already know. I already know. I can see it. Thank you. Hi, Gemini. Excuse me, I was looking at what song was playing because I said in Aries reading that I wanted to try to put a little soundtrack on each of the readings, but Taurus, I didn't have a soundtrack. Taurus had a straightforward, direct thing. Right now, Patti LaBelle is playing, so let's see if Shoe on the Other Foot resonates with this reading for you, Gemini. So, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, we are going to be doing a past, present, and future energy reading for you. Let's start. Okay, Gemini, two of your cards presented themselves to me. So I'm just going to form a message with what I see here, and then we can tap into what your present energy is, because that is what is unknown here. So in your past energy, we have Seven of Wands, and then in your future energy, we have Ten of Wands. So if I'm doing the math correctly, Gemini, 7 plus X equals 10. I'm getting, I don't know, if you're in that present energy of this, we're not sure yet, but if you're in that present energy of Three of Wands, that's actually not half bad. But let's see what this energy is here. In the past, you may have had to stand up for what you believed in and really fight the good fight. That's what I just heard. um but Seven of Wands is definitely sticking up for what you believe in, putting up boundaries, and um it's a defensive position. It's just really where you feel like you have to defend your outlook and your perspective on life. Wands is about energetics, it's about energy. Um, the wands are tools or energetic tools for anything. Um, it can be anything, honestly. So it's fire, passionate, creative energy. And so it's possibly you sticking up for your how you want to create your life, forming boundaries around how you how around what you're passionate about and what you want to create in life. So in the future energy, I'm seeing Ten of Wands. You know, Ten of Wands usually talks about being weighed down and burdened. Also picking up on and holding on to other people's opinions and energies that no longer serves you, or just are constantly weighing you down. But Ten of Wands can also talk about responsibility, because responsibilities in some way can be burdensome, and it's not always um it's not always as oppressive as, like, people weighing you down, shooting you down, because in this Seven of Wands, this looks or is depicted as people coming at you and you having to defend yourself and put up a guard. But Ten of Wands kind of depicts that you kind of took in all of those energies anyway, and it's not really helping you. So we're going to see what your present energy is, and then I am going to continue the reading and possibly clarify on how we can turn this Ten of Wands energy and look at it in a different way. In your present energy, Gemini, you are Ace of Cups. Okay, I like that. So Ace of Cups is about fulfilling your own cup, or even an offering of a new emotional start. Um, Cups are about emotional fulfillment. It can be present in relationships, and relationships are formed by two people. It doesn't technically always have to be romantic. It can be platonic, familial, or career. Anything that is emotionally fulfilling. People are emotionally fulfilled by different things. So wherever this is to you, it's an offering, and a legit emotional offering. Um, or opportunity that is given by spirit here. But it seemed like in the future, let's stick in the present energy. It's an offering here, and it can be from a relationship, or aka another person, but this can also signify you having to pour into your own cup and have this and start a journey of self-love, or just being able to really hold on, or not hold on, but being in the having capacity for emotional intelligence. I want to say it in a different way. I feel like this is a learning opportunity. You're presently in a learning opportunity of like how to love. It's not playing right now, but I just got How to Love by Lil Wayne. Um, yeah, so I'm going to continue with this. If this is resonating or you want to go deeper into what this is talking about, again, you can reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll. But let's see what is underlying here. Like, let's see what may be avoided, may not be acknowledged right now, or that you just can't see. And that's under the deck here. Okay. There's something you're resisting here, Gemini, and it's only just going to get heavier for you. It's going to become more burdensome for you because I don't want to get the sense of procrastination here. I don't feel like you're procrastinating. You may be in different aspects of your life, but when it comes to this is very energetic, very emotional, but also there's an intuitive nudge here because cups isn't just about emotions, it's about connecting to your feminine energy, which is more introspective and intuitive, right? So this is definitely giving more internal thoughts and processing, but there is something that you're resisting here, Gemini. And if you keep resisting it in this present energy, what in it seems to be in regards to love, or that's it. It's in regards to love. If it's in regards to love, Gemini, it's in regards to love. But there's something that you are resisting here in regards to possibly receiving, or giving, because it's a giving and receiving energy. And it seems I'm getting another message. I'm just going to say it really quick. I'm getting another message. Maybe there was a point in the past where you pushed it all away. You pushed all that energetic lovey doveyness away, Gemini. And then now you're in a position in the future where you're going to be grasping all that you can. But it's only because you're resisting what it is that you can offer yourself. Does that make sense, Gemini? That's kind of what I'm getting. But I will clarify this Ten of Wands for you to see if I can give you any direction to what exactly this is. But that's pretty much the message I'm getting here. Stop resisting the things that need to be torn away from you right now. Let it all go and create a new foundation. Create a new emotional foundation. Create a new energetic foundation where you don't have to sit in defensiveness, and you don't have to sit in overwhelmment. Okay, Gemini, I really just want to keep this short. So that's why I'm not picking up all the cards that are falling out. But the one card that has shown itself to me, there's so many cards that want to show itself to me, Gemini, but the one card that is showing itself to me is the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, which again tells me that the more you hold on to the things that no longer serve you, the more it's going to burn you and weigh you down in the future and hold you back from what you are really destined for. So please, please, please use this moment to really reflect on what emotionally fulfills you, Gemini, and stop resisting. Go forward and let anything else fall away. Thank you. Hi, Cancer. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings. I am going to lay out your I'm going to lay out your past, present, and future energies for going into 2026. Okay, Cancer. So you got all the cards on the table, showing themselves to me. I'm only saying that because if you go into other readings, or at least the first three, there are some cards that did want to be shown. So I ended up just making a message by what did want to be shown. Either way, it all correlates. So let's talk about you. I do want to actually bring up the fact that there is a full moon in Cancer coming up on January 3rd, right at the beginning of the new year. We're going to be celebrating you. Um, and so that's why I feel like all cards are on the table right now for you because you're like, yo, I got a lot that I want to release and I want to do. And that's exactly what I'm seeing here. Um, let's get into it. I'm actually really excited to talk about this. So, in the past energy, it seems like you did a lot of collaborating, networking, or just working with people to build something physically, or just build something in your physical reality. And it just took a lot of help. It took you asking for help, and it took people learning how to help you. And I love that for you. Presently, you are releasing yourself from things that are holding you back, some things that are toxic, some things that are completely hindering you from your path. You are saying that that is no more. You're releasing that. And I love, love, love to see that. People usually don't like to see the devil come out in their reading, but in this position is in the reverse, which means that you are releasing the bonds from things that are holding you back, whether that's a person, place, or thing, whatever it is that kept you locked and chained to it, bound to it. It talks about addiction, it talks about toxic habits and cycles, all the things, whatever resonates, you are burning it to the ground. And I can say that confidently because in your path or in your future energy, you have the Queen of Wands. She's the Queen of Fire. She is the manifester. She creates things with passion, joy, and creativity, and just with her mind at a lot of times. She is sometimes said to be the witch of tarot because she just makes things happen mysteriously and seductively. So maybe you're stepping into a more creative and sensual season of your life, Cancer, and I love that for you. I really, really do love that for you. I also want to mention, the devil card is actually represented by Capricorn, and Capricorn is your sister sign. So don't be too scared of it because it's part of you. It's in you, but it's not you. You don't have to be that energy. Capricorns aren't that energy either, okay? I got a Capricorn sun. I'm making sure he is not tapping into that energy. But last but not least, Cancer, let me just see under the deck to see what is probably not so noticeable, what's probably hidden and not being acknowledged or avoided by you. Mm. Okay. I want you to stop worrying about what it is that you can bring to the table and worry more, or not even worry, just focus more on creating what it is, creating the table. Can you build the table? Have you even built the table? If you're worrying about what you're bringing to the table, you need to worry about have you even built the table? Because we need to do that too, Cancer. You need to do that too. Anyway, um, maybe okay. I'm getting a different message. Please don't be out here flexing. Don't be out here flexing because you know spirit would take that away from you as quickly as they gave it to you. I'm seeing that you did the work, and I'm seeing that you even break bread with people that are necessary, but don't be out here just doing it willy-nilly just because you can. I was gonna reference a video that I saw, but he was basically saying don't um don't go broke trying to help people. And for whatever your intention is, the whole message behind it is don't be so helpful and so giving that you become in need, or don't be so cocky and um arrogant that you also go in need because you're too busy trying to flex what you got. Either way, Cancer, get out of this energy of feeling like you're not good enough or you're not doing enough, because you're doing just fine and you will continue to do just fine. You're going to really prove a lot of people wrong. I don't usually say that, but I feel that. I feel that. So just believe in yourself, express yourself, and be authentic to yourself. Okay, this reading is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Risings. I will be putting the past, present, and future energies as we move into 2026 for you. Okay, Leo. So it looks like you got all cards on the table as well. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. In the past, there may have been. Okay, sorry. Okay, in the past, there may have been times that you went against your own wisdom and discernment for things. There is experiences that you have went through and gone through, lessons that you have learned, and yet you're willing to do it again, or you're willing to, I'm getting the saying, um doing things, doing doing the same thing and expecting different results. Just because I got the hermit here, the hermit energy in reverse. The hermit energy usually talks about reflecting on one's own experience and using them to guide themselves out of darkness or out of a space where they had to shield themselves, because the hermit is just like the hermit crab, where their home is their interior and they shield themselves and they stay in one place until they find the courage, which is a Leo trait, but they find the they find like their guidance, their sense of guidance, their sense of direction, and they figure out like, I don't want to just sit here anymore. I want to go somewhere else. So that's kind of what the hermit energy is about. But when it's in the reverse, it's more as if maybe you're outside of your element right now and you're not quite sure which direction it is to go, or you do, because the hermit never leaves his home unless it's going to upgrade, right? I don't know too much about hermit crabs, but I know a little bit. I'm a little trivial, okay? But in regards to that, maybe you're out of your element, or maybe you have decided to step back into a different direction, or step back into a familiar direction, should I say. Okay, so presently it seems as if presently things aren't emotionally fulfilling for you. Whatever the experience or situation it is draining you and making you feel emotionally depleted. Um, or it just isn't emotionally stable for you. Okay, that's present energy. I keep having like, I keep channeling these messages and then I come to a stop. I come to a stop. I come to a stop. Um, maybe that's how you're feeling. Like you feel like you get momentum in something, but then you keep hitting a hurdle. You keep hitting some type of blockage. We can clarify these a little bit more, but we're going to keep going and see what comes out. And then we also have whatever's under the deck, whether it's something that is being avoided or not acknowledged. Present energy, you're actually the King of Wands, I think is actually Leo energy. But that I love to see that for you. going into the future. Excuse me. Future energy is King of Wands, where you are executing on the things that you want to create in life, and you're doing it with passion and enthusiasm, and you're doing it with a little bit of authority too. But you're without a doubt executing the things that you want to execute. You're no longer dwindling on the thought. You're actually going forward and taking inspired action on the things that you want to create. And I love this card sometimes because it looks back on everything that it's been through and it's like, yeah, so I'm just going to create something else. um but yeah, let's see what's underneath the deck here, see if it kind of ties things together, or we'll clarify. So we'll clarify a little bit more to see what exactly these energies are in reversal. But if this is already resonating for you, or you just want to dig deeper into this situation, you can always contact me at Libra Baby Doll. Underneath the deck, it is something you intuitively know. The High Priestess. And she's rightfully in her crone. She's rightfully on her throne. She's rightfully on her throne. For some reason, the crescent moon on her robe in the depiction here is calling to me. So maybe crescent moons have a symbolism to you. Um, Regardless, Leo, there is something that you intuitively know in the back of your mind. And I already knew that seeing the hermit here. So that's why I said there is something that is like, there's in the hermit is more about, the hermit is ruled by Virgo and it's an earth energy. So it um is very grounded and practical. So it goes through practical life experiences to come out with its lessons. The opposite of Virgo is Pisces. I don't really mean to give you an astrology lesson here, but the opposite of Virgo is Pisces, which is a water sign. It's more intuitive, empathetic, and in the tarot, it is ruled by the hangman, which is another introspection card, just like the hermit, where it uses you having to spiritually, mentally, intuitively change your perspective to see things in a different light so you can get enlightened in a different way. Either way, it's a waiting period. It is a time for solitude, a time for isolation. And it seems like in the past, you didn't take that time to sit in solitude. There's a difference between solitude and isolation. Solitude is where you take back your energy and sit with it and analyze it and strengthen it to use it to guide you forward. Isolation is when you take your energy away from people and you push them away and don't allow them to actually view you, see you in your vulnerability. It's a thin line. It's a very thin line. But in this situation, you have not taken that time for yourself, and it seems like you are out of your elements, or it just seems like you don't have a direction. You don't have a direction or a particular guidance, sense of guidance, excuse me. You don't have a particular sense of guidance, but you do know. You do know. You have known. I'm not going to clarify this because it's something that you already know. In the future, you will take action on it though. You will create what it is that you want to create in life energetically. So I'm not too worried about it. But presently, I can clarify this to give you some softness. But in the past, we're just going to leave that in the past. Okay, Leo, it seems like there is something that is building up here in your emotional realm, in your heart, but it is not building either how you want it to or as efficiently as you want it to. There seems to be something on the more physical realm here, and it's just not living up to your standards. There, in this particular sense, it's some type of offering, something that is actually being presented to you and given to you in real time. Um, and um, it's just not as fulfilling for you. You know, it just doesn't seem worth it. Um, but there is something here that once you tap into this hermit energy, Leo, everything will work out. Everything will work out. Once you tap into your intuition, once you tap into your discernment, and once you take action on what it is that you create, you already got this covered. So I'm not worried about this, Leo. Um, but if that resonates with you, again, please contact me at Libra Baby Doll, because it seems like you already know what it is that is keeping you in this present energy, but you already got it figured out. You're already going to step into your own power. And I love that for you, Leo. Hello, this is for my Virgos. Virgo sun, moon, and rising. This is for you. I'm gonna put out the past, present, and future energies for us going into 2026. Okay. It seems like as we get more through the zodiac, everybody's just gonna lay their cards out on the table, which is totally fine for me. Totally cool, okay? That's totally fine. But Virgo, yours is funny to me because this card, this first card in the past, came out sideways, and I try to read the cards how they come out. And sometimes sideways means that there's a challenge here. So something was very challenging in your past, and it had to do with a lot of growth, um, and a sense of patience in a way. Seven of Pentacles talks about tending to your own garden without knowing if anything is actually going to come to a harvest for you. So it quite literally is you planting the seeds and waiting until it sprouts and waiting until it actually comes into fruition for you. But Seven of Pentacles, when it's in its reverse energy, talks about you basically digging up the seed after you just planted, and that's not going to be any help to neither you nor the seed. Also, it talks about procrastination and what's the other word? I don't want to say laziness, but just procrastination in general, because it's about growth. And so once you plant the seed for one of your new beginnings, you tend to it and you do the effort that is required to nourish the seed. But then there's also time for you to take action on other things. Because, when you paint a wall, are you going to sit there and watch it dry, or are you going to go work on something else in a different room? It's kind of giving that energy, Virgo. And maybe there was a challenge with you switching from those energies. I can definitely feel that for myself. Whereas you are constantly in this. Okay, let me just end it with this. My favorite quote, or one of my favorite quotes, is progress is not linear. So there may be days that you're up, there may be days that you're down, but as long as you're moving forward, it shouldn't be a problem. So presently, it seems like there's a little bit of conflict here, within possibly the mental realm or within conversations that you're having with people. There seems to be a little edge, a little grit on possibly the things that you're saying or that they're saying to you. And it seems like it's a lose lose situation, presently here. That just seems to be a little bit of tension. Maybe there's an argument that happens or something of that nature, and it just got everybody on edge. There's really no winners here, but maybe you were the one to get the last word in. We'll clarify that and see what that's about because I'm a little nosy. But in the future energy, we got the strength card. So it seems like you're going to finally possibly overcome some fears, but step into your true authenticity, step into your true you, really, and being more expressive with it and knowing when to tame the beast. There is strength in being vulnerable, actually. So you don't always have to have your guard up at all times. There's actually strength in you softening and being more open to what it is, what it is. Strength doesn't really tell me much besides you building possibly physical and mental strength, because there is physicality and mentality here. But all in all, is you just definitely stepping into your light, stepping into your light, sharing your truth, and being the best that you can be. And I love that for you. So let's see what is underlying here. What could be being avoided or not acknowledged in this moment? And that is whatever is underneath the deck. Um, okay, let me see. Okay, there is definitely something you're wishing for here, Virgo. You're wishing to happen, something that is emotionally fulfilling for you, that will help complete you as a person. Um, and it seems to be something more in the emotional realm, but there's a disconnect here. There's possibly a disconnect in either giving or receiving an emotional offer, or coming from a more emotional place or space. Possibly even there's like potentially not having the ability to hold space for emotions right now, or being able to being able to connect in an intimate way. Um Goodness, but it seems like it's something that I'm just, it would be nice. Like that's all I hear. It would be nice, you know. And there just seems to be a disconnect in possibly a relationship or something that you can be vulnerable with. Um but seeing that you are going to move into a more brave and courageous state in the future, I'm not too worried about that. But that's possibly something that you need to acknowledge, that there is a disconnect in or there's possibly even an unbalance in the masculine and feminine energies within you, and it's not allowing you to properly give or receive emotional intimacy or something like that. Um, the reason I just keep saying emotional is because it's the cups, you feel me? And when cups arise, we talk about emotions. When cups arise, we talk about our intuition and being able to connect on a spiritual level. And this can be with another person, or it can definitely just be with yourself. Being able to balance those energies within you definitely brings you into union with yourself and allows you to step into this more authentic version of yourself to be able to express. So, I feel like that's kind of how it is, but I am going to clarify on the Five of Swords here, which is your present energy. I'm not liking that you're in a real conflicting energy, and it seems to be um playing in your mind. So let's see if we can get some advice on that. But if this is resonating for you, please feel free to contact me at Libra Baby Doll, and we can tap deeper into these energies. Okay, Virgo. First things first, the reason I'm smiling is because what just came on is Cardi B pressed. Cardi B pressed. Bitches be pressed. And so maybe there's some bitches that are pressed right now. It definitely shows up here. And maybe it's possibly people are holding grudges or just throwing things way out of proportion than being so exaggerated and so dramatic in what it is that is going on. And it's not even like that. It's not even like that. And it possibly, I just got to say it possibly has to do with some finances or just a new, possibly a new lifestyle that you're bringing in, a new way of life. There's just something that is coming in that is new. um and it's not new, it's not as new as like, oh, this is brand new, a new this seems to have a little bit of experience behind it. It seems to be worked on a little bit. You've had some experience with this opportunity coming in. Again, we've seen in your past energy where you have planted the seeds, and now for it's now time to reap what you sow, and it's coming in for you. And I'm seeing this two of cups again, but it's in a better position. It's in a better position, but there's a lot of something. There's a lot of drama, there's a lot of tension around the subject, and I don't know. I feel like you're going to clear it out. I feel like you're going to overcome it, and you're actually going to step into that vibe and of really not caring, because it's what's meant for you is meant for you. You're stepping into that vibe. So regardless of what it is that people are getting so riled up over, it doesn't seem to be for them. So as long as it's for you and it's making you happy, um and you can be honest about it, it also comes with you being honest about it too, and not just letting people get into your mind, because this can be very, it's giving peer pressure. Like it's definitely just giving like too many cooks in the kitchen, too many opinions. But um it seems like you got the last word, and it's going to be you pushing to go towards what it is that you want. I love to hear that. I love to see that. Deuces. Hi Libra, this is for my Libra Sun, Moon, and Risings. This is going to be the past, present, and future energies as we head into 2026 together. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to let the cards speak for themselves. Damn Libra. Okay, we got all our cards are in reverse. Okay, we need to get our shit together. Okay, we need to get our shit together. This layout seemed to be more spiritually and emotionally aligned. I just got to say there's a very spiritual card, and then two cups, which is about emotions and intuition. So very spiritually and emotionally aligned. Um, Libra, baby, listen. Okay, in the past, maybe there were in the past, Libra, maybe we haven't been so in control. We have been, in fact, out of control. We have been doing things out of purpose. We were forcing outcomes that weren't meant for us, and we were going against our own faith and belief. Um, yes, we didn't have patience or the ability to regulate a lot of things, especially when it came to our spiritual and philosophical ways of being. All of that got shooken up, Libra. It really did. Um, yeah, we come back to that. I'm trying to sugarcoat it without exposing myself, but we definitely pushed things to be that weren't meant to be, or we allowed things that weren't meant to be allowed. And it got us into this present energy here where we're feeling it. We're feeling it. We probably have come into a lot of fulfillment, things that emotionally fulfills us, things that brings us confidence and allows us to feel successful. I'm not saying that that hasn't happened. It seems to be that that has happened, but in this present energy, it's more so of a bragging, right? It's more so of a flex. And I was just talking to, who was I talking to? I was talking to Cancer. I was talking to Cancer about this. Don't be so cocky with it, because as fast as it comes or it has been given to you is as fast as it will be taken away. So presently, I'm just going to give you some advice, Libra. Sit into more gratitude. Sit in more presence. Look around you. You are literally sitting in what you prayed for. And if it's not emotionally fulfilling for you, if it doesn't actually satisfy and make you happy, that's your answer. But I can say this as someone where, in my personal experience, I prayed for a soft life. I prayed to never touch a bill and um, all these other things. You feel me? But you gotta be specific, and that's where we're gonna come into this future energy here. You got to be specific for what it is that you're praying for, what it is that you really wish and really want to emotionally fulfill you. You will get exactly what you ask for. Don't ever doubt that. Don't ever doubt the ability of your tongue and your mind in being able to manifest the life that you want, because you can sit here and say that you want a soft life and you don't want to touch a bill. Guess where I am? Living back with my parents. I'm living a very soft life. I don't have to touch a bill. I don't have to worry about rent or anything. Like, I truly am living the dream, but it's not like exactly the dream that I was looking for. Okay, I am in no doubt saying that this isn't the life that I prayed for, because I've been given multiple opportunities to be able to push my energy in different ways and to be able to actually come to a complete full stop and sit in the present moment that I have prayed for and revise what it is that I actually want to continue to manifest and create in my life. So, with that being said, Libra, this kind of gives a be careful what you wish for energy, but not in, it's in a more like be discerning. Stop rushing the process, because the more you rush it, the less it's going to actually be what it is that you want to come out for you in life. Um, I just want to put out there that, whatever you believe in is always going to take care of you, as long as you believe that it's going to take care of you. So, stepping into this present energy, um, this kind of is like a you give what you're given energy. So if you are actually happy, if you're actually satisfied, you're going to give happiness and satisfaction. But if you're in a place where you aren't happy, satisfied, fulfilled, you're just going to spread that around as well. You're going to spread that around, and it may look different to the people that are around, because they might see that you are surrounded by so much abundance and love and 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 generosity. But if you're not seeing it like that, other people are going to see you as being ungrateful. So it's not even about what other people are seeing, it's about what you are presenting yourself and what you're presenting to what you believe in. you are going to continue to create from that frequency. So if you're not in a frequency of true satisfaction, you're going to continue to create, and that you're going to create. Okay, let me slow down. If you're not fully in complete fulfillment and satisfaction, you are going to continue to create dissatisfaction and unfulfillment. So if this is resonating for you or you want to get deeper into what this is meaning, please contact me at Libra Baby Doll. I am here to help. But let's finish this reading by looking at the bottom of the deck and seeing what is hidden, what is being avoided or not acknowledged. All these reversals, Libra. There's some type of, I don't think you're avoiding a truth. I think you're avoiding telling the truth. I think you're avoiding actually speaking up on what it is that you truly want and having the strength, the courage, the bravery to actually say it instead of, I feel like you're holding back on telling people what it is that you want, what it is that makes you happy. And the only way to get to complete happiness, this is 10 of cups, 9 of cups, 10 of cups. 9 of cups is about personal satisfaction, individual satisfaction. 10 of cups is also about complete satisfaction, so complete that you can share with other people that you also care about. But once you continue to keep it all contained within you in a more arrogant way, selfish way, it gets hard to connect with other people. It gets hard to bring other people closer to you. So it's kind of giving me drop the act. Drop the act, drop the mask, let it be. Let it breathe, let it flow. Stop resisting. Trust the process because you are the driver. Trust the road, trust the path. You are behind the wheel. And you are only going to go in the direction at the frequency level that you are operating at. So if it's something that isn't satisfying you, speak up about it. Or you're just going to keep getting things that don't satisfy you. I love you, Libra. You know. Hi, Scorpio. This is for my Scorpio sun, moon, and risings. Tap in. We're going to look at the past, present, and future energies as we move into 2026. Scorpio, this is very Scorpio of you to bring back cards that don't flip over for me in the first pools. Again, it doesn't really matter here, but um, I just thought that was funny. At the beginning of me doing the Zodiacs, some cards weren't being flipped over, but then at like during the middle, all the cards were being laid on the table, but you brought it right back with your scorpionic energy where things are just left unsaid until they're brought into the light. Do you feel me? I love that, Scorpio. I really do. What I'm not loving here is what I'm actually seeing though. Um, okay. So let's look at it. The only card that you're showing me right now is the future card. And I'm not really liking that because it's sitting in this position where there's possibly a, okay, maybe you have a lot of interruptions in your life. I just want to put that out there because it's strongly getting to me right now during these readings and it's just irritating me. So excuse me if you feel my vibe shift. And that's kind of how I feel like is happening here in this future energy, Scorpio. There's this vibe shift, possibly a missed opportunity um here, or just an opportunity that you can't see yet that you feel isn't attainable. Um, so let's see why. Let's see why. In the past energy, you gotten yourself out of some hard times. Or you even help other people get out of hard times. Um it seems like this is more in a physical manner for you, possibly even financial matter for you. Um so there's like this feeling where I'm seeing here past and future, right? We're not even knowing what your present energy is, but in the past there was a lot of I want to refrain from saying struggle. We all go through our own struggles, but this was more so on a front where maybe you felt a little abandoned or neglected, like you were just left out in the cold when it came to certain situations, or people just kind of pushed you out, pushed you away without reason. There seems to, it seems like possibly you may have, I don't doubt that you needed the help, and people either weren't prepared to help you or weren't willing to help you. Um, I don't know. Let's see. Present energy for you is okay. I just gotta be real. I just gotta be real right now. There's like something that's just not clicking for you, Scorpio. I wanted to call you Scorpion. There's just something that's not clicking for you, Scorpio. And as a person with a strong Scorpio placement, I understand this to a T because we tend to obsess over the why. So this is you obsessing over the why of why things happen the way that they happen, why I had to go through the things that I went through and all these things. It seems like you're stuck there. Um and it seems like you can't find the lesson in it. You can't find the thing that helps you move on. It's just really hard to release right here. And because of that, I can see why in the future you're missing opportunities. I can see why in the future you don't see the opportunities that are being presented to you because you're too busy focusing on why did that happen or why did it have to be that way. I hate to be harsh, but this is kind of what is being laid out. I would clarify this, but that present energy gave me everything I needed to know. Presently, mentally, it's a choice to continue to go back to those choppy waters. Knowing there's no good coming out of that, there's no good being in that, you still chose to do it. And possibly even chose to bring other people down with you. I don't want to say down, but still, you're bringing them with you into that void. And it's missing, it's not allowing you to step into new realities and new opportunities. Okay, so we're going to look at the bottom of the deck to see what is hidden, what's being avoided or ignored or not acknowledged. I'm singing the wrong lyrics and I'm looking at them. Okay, some Jill Scott, okay? Some Jill Scott. I'm not going to put that in here. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we had it pretty much already said it, but it's you ignoring your own thoughts about the situation. You're replaying the situation, but you're ignoring the lessons. You're not. There needs to be a time where you sit in silence. It sounds insane, but there's like, you're being called to meditate. You're being called to have meaningful thinking. Maybe you're drawn to journaling. Maybe you're drawn to music. Maybe you're drawn to something to help you process the things instead of just diving back into it, instead of putting yourself, presently you're not physically putting yourself into it, but this is a moving card. This is literally about you moving into a different direction. So there is still physicality to it, where maybe you aren't physically in those environments, in that situation or whatever it is, but you have put yourself back there, put yourself in some type of environment that is similar, should I say. There's a need to like extract yourself all the way out of there and sit with yourself, process the things properly, without blame, without asking why. Just process and let it be. What happened, it happened, and that's that. Your reaction to it, the way you felt, how they reacted, or whatever the situation was, doesn't even matter. This person did this environment makes me feel like this. It's like an A and B. Like A and B, and we're gonna see our way out of those situations, because we already know what it is, and it's not for us. So I'm just gonna clarify this whole message for you, Scorpio, because it seems to be a very broad message. Maybe I have a lot of Scorpios that this is going to resonate with, but I just want to clarify this, give some advice to how we can continue moving forward. I usually don't do this, Scorpio, but they all fell out like this. I feel like maybe you should forgive yourself for just not knowing better. Forgive yourself for not being prepared or not having the things that you needed. Maybe you were too young. Maybe you just really didn't have any idea. You were naive. And maybe you just weren't taught correctly. Maybe you didn't have the proper role models, okay? It's time for you to become that for yourself, for the people that you care about and want to, or are gravitated to, and things of that nature. It's time to just be that self, be that version for yourself. Forgive yourself, forgive the people, forgive the situation, forgive the whatever. It's time to give yourself a sense of closure, that you will never put yourself in that position again. You will never connect to that type of person again. And you will never be in that type of environment again. Like, whatever the situation is, close it out. Close it out with grace and forgiveness for just not knowing better. That's it. This one's for my Saggies. So if you are a Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising, I'm going to lay out the past, present, and future energies as we move into 2026. Okay, Sag. Um, there's been a judgment call. There has been a judgment call. I can't quite see what's been going on in your past and present energies, but in the future there will be a judgment call. Spirit is calling judgment on you. Mhm. You're being brought down to the courts, okay? And basically what that means is nothing to be terrified about. It is just kind of a review period. Is kind of a pop quiz. Would you? I can kind of put it in that phrase. It's kind of like a pop quiz. Okay. It is. Are you actually going about your purpose? This is about your purpose, your mission and purpose in life. Are you actually in line? Are you actually aligned with your mission and purpose? That's what this judgment call is. So, as we move into 2026, you are going to be called more to step in line and get aligned with your true mission and purpose. Again, I'm not quite sure what is going to be brought up into the past and the present energy here. And if that's not where you are now, that is totally fine because there's a time and place when all these things come to play. And it seems like in the future, you're moving more into mission and purpose. So let's just see the past energy. Past energy, this is very much your energy, Sag. This is about expansion, expanding your horizons, expanding your knowledge, expanding your networks, and how you connect with people. Um, just kind of looking outward, kind of pulling the picture or zooming out and looking at the big picture and connecting the dots really in the past energy. I love to see this for you. It seems like you did a lot of traveling, you did a lot of adventurous, spontaneous, and exploratory things, which is very Sagittarian in nature. So I wouldn't um, I wouldn't expect anything less from that. So to see that this is in your past energy is beautiful. And so I see that from your past to your future, you're going to be stepping more into your mission and purpose because you have expanded your horizons and you have connected to different things and stepped outside your comfort zone. So let's see your present energy. Oh my goodness. Sag, I love this for you. For the present energy, you have the magician, which is literally a master manifester. The magician has all the tools, all the elements. See, the magician literally has all four suits of the tarot, which signifies having all the tools you need to manifest your future reality. The magician is a mercurial card, so it's ruled by Gemini and Virgo. So it's trying to put Mercury, using the power of your voice, the power of your productivity to manifest the reality that you want. But right here in this very moment, presently, you are holding a magic wand to create the life that you want because you have everything you possibly need. You have mastered it to create this new life. So you are in a creative mode right now. And in the future it just seems like there's going to be a judgment call to see if this new reality that you have created falls in line with your mission and purpose in life. These are all very high vibe, exciting energies. I don't see any wrong with this, and I don't want to. I don't need to. There's no need to think that there's another shoe that's going to drop because you're very much in a very magical time of your life, Sag, and it seems like you're embracing it for all that it's worth. So, Just to end out this reading, we're going to look at the bottom of the deck, which shows us what is hidden, what's been avoided, or not acknowledged. Okay, there's some type of truth here. There's some type of truth here that either, let me see. It seems like there's like some type of form of communication coming in, and maybe you are blocking it from coming in. Maybe you don't want to hear what has to be said, or um it's giving me like you don't want to hear it energy, because you're sitting with everything that you need, you've built yourself, and you've nurtured for yourself. I don't want to go too deep into this. If this is resonating for you, please contact me at Libra Baby Doll. But I'm just gonna leave it at here. At there's some type of truth that maybe you're avoiding. Maybe you're avoiding telling yourself, telling someone else, or someone is avoiding telling you, or you are not in the, you just don't have the willingness to listen to it. Um I don't know. I can't per se if this is going to be something that will be helpful for you or not. All I know is that in this future energy, there will be a judgment call. So I personally say take in all the information you get and take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. And I'm just going to leave that there, Sag. Again, if this resonates for you or you want to dig deeper into what this could mean for you, please contact me at Libra Baby Doll. All right, this one's for my Cappies. This is for my Cappies. This is for my Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Risings. We're going to lay out the past, present, and future energies as we move into 2026 together. I am so happy to have this little tiny mic because I got my little Capricorn over here doing some destruction like a good Sagittarian does. Anything that isn't meant to last will not. Anyway, so let's tap into those energies, Cap. Capricorn always got money on their mind. Always, 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 always. At least that's what I see here. We got a lot of mental and physical elements here. So let's just go down the line. In the past energy, there may have been some disappointment, some heartbreak, some pain, something here that definitely caused um it was, I'm hearing betrayal, but it was definitely something that not only mentally affected you, but it affected you so much that physically it caused some type of distress. Um, as presented in the three swords. It's quite literally three swords going through a heart. So maybe you went through some type of heartbreak, or that's why I had said betrayal, because it gives me like stabbing of the back energy. There's a card for that. It didn't fall out, but this is more so on, I don't want to put it on, it's giving, swords is about intellect. So I don't want to completely put it into an an emotional realm, but it definitely caused emotional distress. Um, but it's in the past. So let's continue. We are looking in present energy, which is a new, fun, exciting opportunity that you're going towards or that you're working with. Um, it could have something to do with finances, could be a new job, new career, new position in life, or just a new opportunity, new way of being, new environment, new like living situation, whatever resonates. Presently it's all new to you. You're excited, you're happy, and you are um enthusiastic about it. So I love to see that for you. Presently you are on new endeavors. And that's really cool. But I'm looking at this future energy, and it seems to be that either you're resisting the need to rest, and that is definitely Capricorn energy. Capricorn will work themselves into the grave. They will work themselves into an early grave, should I say. So this actually does talks about stress. Stressing yourself out mentally to the point that it causes physical fatigue. There's a need to go rest your mind and your body. Take a break. There is enough. You can't you can't be productive if you can't. Okay, hold on. There's a saying. Hold on, let me think about it. Let me think about the saying. I can't think of a particular saying, but what is kind of coming to me is that you can't continue to run the shots, run a business in your deathbed. You can try, but eventually, all those ideas and things and the way that you run things are going to die out with you, and somebody else is going to take over. And whether that's what you want or not, isn't the isn't the isn't the point. It's more so that you aren't ever going to be able to get what you need to get done if you don't take care of yourself properly. So there's a need to take a moment of rest. Otherwise, it will come with more physical distress. So maybe this is you hurting yourself, quite literally, because this is a three and then a four of swords. So it's all linear in regards. This is something that you're used to, that you've encountered before. You've been familiar with this type of anguish before, but in the future, it seems like it becomes overbearing. It becomes overstimulating for you. It becomes very stressful. And the saying is like, it keeps being on the tip of my tongue. It really does. Um, Spirit is saying, do something about it before we do. Spirit's kind of like, girl, just say it. Just say it. It's giving me like tower moment. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a tower at the bottom of this deck, but it's giving me tower moment, which is just like, oh, it's gonna fall regardless. If you decide to stay in that building and it crumbles and you know it's gonna crumble, that's your decision. Everything is going to crumble down regardless. Like whether you like it or not, you make the decision on what it is that you want to remove from your life, or we're just gonna remove everything. And so it kind of gives this energy where you figure out when you wanna. Oh, I figured. I got the saying. You better sit your ass down before I sit you down. Go sit down before something makes you have to sit down. Truly, is giving that energy. You are starting something new and it's fun and it's exciting, but don't burn yourself out trying to get everything done at once. Take some time, trust the process. At the bottom of the deck is whatever is hidden, avoided, or just not acknowledged. Okay. Um, what's being avoided here, Capricorn, for you is that you are delaying your own success. You are delaying your own success by building it on shaky foundations. Um, in order to solidify your foundation, you need to get real with yourself. Get real about what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want and don't want to repeat, and don't repeat it. Um, this yeah, it also just points to this fact here of If you don't do something about it, something will be done about it. Um so yeah, this is really just like, take this opportunity, take this new beginning, but don't run with it. Sit and actually work on how you can invest in this to make it grow and thrive. Otherwise, you're just going to keep encountering obstacles because it's not properly rooted. Okay? That's kind of where I'm getting here. Organize your thoughts, baby. Organize your thoughts, but don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let your thoughts overburden you. And I'm just gonna end it with this. I was watching some type of video and she was just basically explaining the difference between fear and intuition. And for some reason, I feel like it comes to play in here. But she basically said that fear will come up in your mind very intensely and with a lot of urgency, feeling the need that I need to get this done, I need to get this done, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. But in order to decipher from whether it is fear or intuition, because intuition works pretty fast too, when and it tells you when you need to do things and all that stuff too. But in order to decipher from fear and intuition, sit with it a little bit. Sit with it. Fear spikes and fluctuates, and it says, well, if you don't do this, this will happen, and that would happen, and da 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 da. Intuition is slightly more linear, where it's just like, well, you want to get here, but you're here. So you need to do something about it to get up there. There might be a lot of things going on, a lot of distractions, a lot of interruptions, just feeling like there's a lot of noise. Now's the time, if any, during your season, during winter, in regards to where it is necessary to hibernate, to just take your time, sit with your thoughts, and move forward with more grace and acceptance. Maybe there's something that you're not accepting here. If this is resonating for you or you want to dig deeper into this message, please do not hesitate on contacting me at Libra Baby Doll. We'll dig, and we'll dig. We'll get into this and see what this means for you. Thanks. Aquarius. I swear I can't say that without saying it like that. I swear. It just is what it is, okay? It's part of you, it's in you, it's true to you, okay? Aquarius. Okay. Anyway. This is for my Aquarius sun, moon, and rising. Tap in. We're going to put out your past, present, and future energies as we step into 2026. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. You know what? I'm at number what? Number 11. I'm at number 11 right now, so I can't even like fully be for sure, but I think this is the first individual zodiac that all their cards came out upside down. I just find it funny. I just find it funny, okay? It's just funny. Cuz Aquarius is, you guys, I love y'all down. I love y'all down. I have some heavy Aquarius placements myself, and so I just understand why y'all are the way y'all are. Aquarius, we are moving into the age of Aquarius. We are technically are in the equation. We are technically are already in the we are technically already in the age of Aquarius, okay? So this is y'all times to shine. This is like your century, quarter century to shine, okay? Because we're going to tap more into more innovative, humanitarian, and beneficial ways of life that not only helps the collective, but it starts with the individual. And that's what Aquarius is about. It is about the individual connecting to the collective. How we how we cultivate ourselves as an individual is how we connect and support people in the collective. And that's why I love Aquarius down so bad, because even though y'all got your ways, it's for a reason. And I love that. I love that. I love that individuality about you guys, that originality of you guys. So let's tap into it. Since y'all don't want to show me, I gotta pull some teeth or whatever. Let's just tap into it. What is the past energy? Past energy for Aquarius is very victorious. Okay, listen, Aquarius. Aquarius, you're victorious. I love that. I love to see that. I love to see you in a very victorious mode where you got all the appreciation and recognition that you deserve. People have acknowledged your contribution to people appreciate your contribution. People appreciate um you and your dude. Ain't no way this iPad is dying. Again, so it just seems like in the past energy you have been um acknowledged and recognized for your contribution to whatever it is. It seems like you just lived or have been in a very victorious and successful energy in past. And I love that. I hope to see that it becomes linear and it just continues to grow. But you're not showing me. You're not showing me. Let's remember that. You're not showing me. Okay? So let's step into the present energy. Presently, okay. 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 Presently, I am seeing you using your authority, your okay. Okay, let me look at this. Okay, let me see. Presently, it seems like you are in a higher position than where you were in the past. In the past, you got the recognition. In the past, you got the new position. You got the new you got to where you are here in the present, which is the King of Wands, which is sitting in your throne, sitting in your position, holding your power, and being able to create, execute, and create the things that you want in life very easily. But in this position, the king is in the reverse. So either you're not taking action on the things that inspire you or the things that you want to create, or you are using your power in ways that is deceitful, manipulative. Um there's some other words for this card. I'm going to try to keep it PG. Um but this is very passionate energy. The wands are about energy. It's about energetics. And so when it comes to passionate, creative energy, um, it operates out of a sense of passion and sensuality. That's as far as I'm gonna go there. And so maybe there's an overbearing desire for you here presently, or there's like there's just something that it seems that you can't execute on, or you can't come forward with. I don't know why I'm getting that. So let's look into the future. The King of Swords. Okay. So eventually you will Eventually you will be more honest about what it is, but it's coming from a more detached and cold place. The King of Wands is very warm. It's fire energy. It's passionate. Um, and it just seems like you're having a hard time tuning to that frequency, tuning to a more creative, sensual, magnetive, confident energy. The King of Swords, don't get me wrong, is very confident, very powerful, but he's more structured and logistical. He's very discerning and logistical, but it comes from a place of pure intellect instead of creativity and leaning into more fiery, passionate sense of self. This is coming from a more, again, logical but detached energy, which is very Aquarian in nature. Aquarius are the masters of detachment because they know that whatever is for us isn't doesn't belong to us. It's not it's meant for us, but it doesn't we don't own it. We don't it's not ours to keep. So there's a certain level of detachment that you have to have on things that you love because you know it's not going to last forever. And it doesn't and it's not that sense of detachment where the moment that this person leaves me or the moment that the gig is up, then I was detached, so like I'm not going to have no feelings towards it no more. It's not like that at all. It's just that you have a knowing that this may not last forever, so don't put all your eggs in one basket because eventually, possibly, the basket may break. And then what are you left with? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll clarify this present energy here just because I'm a little nosy and I want to see why something's not working out in your favor right now and why you have to kind of switch from hot to cold, quite literally. So I'm interested in seeing what that is. But before I do that, I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck, which will encase what is hidden, what's being avoided, or just not acknowledged. There's some instability here. Possibly when it comes to the physical realm, possibly when it comes to career and finances, but there's definitely instability here. There's a sense to need to balance two lives. Um, just because this card in its basic depiction tends to talk about balancing two things. Um, Possibly even doing pros and cons of a situation, but this card usually symbolizes balancing like work life and home life and being able to come with a balance in between the two because it's kind of one side of the same coin or two sides of the same coin, but there still needs to be a balance on that. As you can see, I'm home and I'm doing work and I'm trying to balance. Y'all, there is so much noise in this room because he is just dumping Legos into more boxes, into more Legos. So there's a lot of noise going on here. I got this tiny mic to help you because I'm a humanitarian. I'm a humanitarian for you. You know, I'm doing this for you. I am overstimulated by all the noise, but you only hear my message, and that's so Aquarian. So there's some instability here and balancing two things. There's definitely two things here that needs to be put into balance, and maybe it's this hot and cold thing, going from going from a sense or a place of passion and creativity and inspired action, and then going to a place of and switching to a place of discernment and intellect and logistics. There needs to be a balance here. It seems like there's an imbalance here where when you tap into this warmer, more confident energy, it gets kind of overbearing. It gets kind of intense. I would say. So take that however it resonates for you, because I would clarify, but I think you guys kind of get where I'm coming from. There's just like an intense desire here, and it's not being executed correctly in the present time. So in the future, you're trying to come at it in a more logistical way, and not to say that it's not going to work. It's just going to cause confusion and instability on a more physical level, because maybe I can give you some clarity on the because. Um, there is definitely a need to work on something, work on a skill, work on a hobby, work on something, work on your strengths, possibly in this area, or work on strengthening this area. It definitely has to do with um being a little softer with yourself, being a little bit more graceful, being a little bit more open, um uh being a little bit even more vulnerable with yourself, but definitely taking the time to build on it, work on it. This isn't your final form. I'm getting, um, yeah, yeah. That's pretty much all I got for you, Aquarius. I'm sorry if this wasn't fully clear for you, but if this resonated or you want to dig into it deeper, please contact me at Libra Baby Doll, and we will talk about it. Pisces. This is for my Pisces sun, moon, and rising. Tap in because we're going to lay out your past, present, and future energies as we move into 2026. Y'all are the last individual of the Zodiac, and then I will complete this series for the first time in a long time, being able to get these messages out. I am so happy. And as a Pisces rising, I feel like this is definitely a completion. Okay. This is some form of completion. So let's talk about it. Okay, you sneaky little Pisces. You think you sneaky. No, no. Okay, Pisces. So, two of your cards flipped for me, showing me your present and your future energies. You're not showing me your past. Is there a reason? There a reason you're not showing me your past up front? Anyway, your present and your future energies are telling me a story, so let's tap into it. It seems like presently you're sitting in a place of possible dissatisfaction, like you're feeling like I don't know, I'm getting a spoiled brat. I'm getting a spoiled brat energy from this. I must say, and I can't speak because first of all, I'm a Pisces rising, which this equates to me, and this is also coming from. This looks like this is the present energy that was in my Libra reading, as well, with this Nine of Cups energy. Ooh, okay, let's talk about it. So, Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. It's about individual satisfaction, being able to individually satis your individually independently um emotionally satisfy yourself, emotionally fulfill yourself, and being and creating a life that creates emotional fulfillment for yourself. And so, in terms of this, in this present energy, it seems like the energy of what you have, it seems like you're surrounded by a lot of emotional fulfillment, but you are refusing to see it in that way. Or you are really cocky and arrogant about it. It's giving flexing energy. Like flexing. Did this come out in Libra or did this come out? Yeah, this came out in Libra. Okay, but yeah, it's like you're flexing your ability to emotionally fulfill yourself, or you're just being really cocky with it. That's kind of like the two messages what this gives. But my advice for Libra and my advice for this card when it's in this position is to just kind of sit in presence and realize that you are sitting in the light that you prayed for. Um um and if it's something, and if you're looking around and you're not liking what you see, that is pretty much your answer for here, for what it is that you will want to see. You have the ability to m- um you have the ability to, excuse me, you have the ability to create whatever it is that satisfies you and makes you happy. You really do. And when you find yourself in a position where you are knees deep in your manifestation and it's not exactly what you want, you do have the privilege of saying this is what I thought I wanted. So I feel like this is an energy of you getting exactly what you thought you wanted and it's not what you thought you wanted. And so in the future, now it seems like you're going against what it is that you believe in. It's like you're allowing other people to infiltrate your own beliefs. Um and it's like you're letting your guard down to other people's opinions of your situation. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing maybe you took in too many of other people's opinions, and that is a very Piscean in nature, because we are very empathetic and we absorb people's energies, emotions, and all types of things. And this is literally emotions and energy that I'm seeing right here. And it seems like possibly you built this desire. It seems like you've built something around something that you weren't truly fully grounded in believing. Um I don't know. Let me see what your past energy is and maybe we can clarify this. So what's going on in the past? Yeah. Oh my goodness. You ran into something too quick, too fast, and it may have ended just as quickly as you ran into it, just as quickly as it started. So something that you ran into head first with full speed, babe, with full passion, enthusiasm, and all the things, full excitement. You ran into it energetically, and emotionally it wasn't fulfilling. Emotionally it caused unhappiness. Emotionally it didn't play out in the way that you expected it to play. And so in the future, you're more on a defensive side. Like you're trying to defend your actions, but it doesn't seem to be authentic. It seems like, first of all, you're beating the dead horse, and that you having to over explain yourself isn't making your case any better. It's in fact showing people that you can't make correct decisions for yourself. And I don't want that energy around you. I don't like seeing that energy around you. But it seems like in the present times right now, you are in acknowledgement of knowing that this isn't right for you, this doesn't satisfy you, this doesn't fulfill you. And you may have jumped in too quickly, but this is the time now where you can switch that. You can prevent yourself from being in this defensive mode where you're just fighting you're honestly fighting against yourself, because it's not even something that you fully believe in. It's just something that you don't want to feel defeated in. You don't want to be looked at in a certain way. Yeah, so maybe we'll clarify this a little bit more, because I do not like seeing you in this energy in the future where you are, first of all, weakening your own boundaries because you're trying to bend and form and conform to other people's opinions and how other people may view you or may influence you. So I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this at all, Pisces. And I feel like Pisces, let me just say it. Let me just say this, okay? Y'all are the elder of the zodiac, okay? Which means y'all are a little senile. I'm gonna say senile because that's more on the senior citizens slash elder type of frequency. Okay, y'all get a little senile. Nowadays the kids say delusional or delulu. Okay, y'all get into that energy, y'all. Y'all get into that energy where boundaries blur and everything just melts together. That is Piscean energy. And as much as we love that from y'all, there is times where y'all need to get the fuck real. Okay? So let's look at the bottom of the deck. Look at what's either hidden, avoided, or just not being acknowledged. Who did this come up for? I think this came out in Leo's reading, and I was going to give them a whole astrological lesson. But Virgo and Pisces, which Virgo is your opposite sister sign, Pisces. Virgo and Pisces were, I had did my little mini lesson in Leo's um, reading. Either way, I'm just saying this is funny. This is funny that that's popped out for you. This is funny to me because, like I said, this is Virgo energy, which is your opposite sign, aka sister sign. You guys have a lot of similarities, but you're completely different. Um, but one is the light, one is the light, one is the darkness. You can't say who is who, which is which, because there's really no defining characteristics of, oh, this person's more dark and this person's more light. Honestly, you guys are both on the same side of, actually, no, Virgo is the last sign to be on the light side. Me as a Libra, I'm not going to get into it. Anyway, um, what is being avoided is simply sitting with your own experiences and letting the lessons and wisdoms that you gain from those experiences guide you forward. Instead of just jumping into something, going headfirst, rushing in without proper grounding, because this is very grounding. The Hermit card is Virgo earth energy. Without the proper plans and grounding necessary, you're just going to continue to rush into things without knowing if it's actually beneficial to you. And then it leaves you in this energy where you're deflecting advice or opinions or other things, or even you are lowering and weakening your boundaries and bending your values to allow things to happen just because you want it to happen, just because it's something that excites you, but it doesn't actually fulfill you. So, literally, this card at the bottom of the deck says, get real. Get real to the point where you think about all the lessons, all the opportunities, and all the experiences that you've had in regards to the situation or not, whatever it is everything. Everything that you have acquired is in this hermit energy. Whatever keeps you safe and keeps you comfortable is in this hermit energy. And being able to analyze that with the experiences and things that you have gone through as you've gone as you've lived is taking those experiences and those lessons and using it with your own inner wisdom, with your own inner beliefs of what fulfills you and things of that nature, and using that to move you forward instead of just using excitement to move you forward, and instead of just using the thrill of things. This is quite literally telling you to stop doing it for the plot and do it for the purpose. I hate to get like that for you, Pisces, but that is the truth that you're avoiding here. Um, and Pisces don't like to be super grounded. Virgo does not like to be super fluid, but there has to be some type of middle ground here. And that's what it's asking for. So, no, I am not going to clarify this any deeper because I think you already know. I know you already know, you know. Um, so get with the program. You feel me? Don't let people think that they're above the program. They're not above the program, babe. Get with it. Get with it. Love you.